What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Don't forget to leave some feedback. Thank you to all those who have been following, all new subscribers. I do greatly appreciate you starting to follow the channel. And again, follow on Instagram, TikTok, and X as well. I know my social media presence is always the best, but I will try to be better. Is that, again, I'm 8, 7, 9 months, 6 months, coming up on 9 months, 8.5 right now. I was starting it. So, but, yeah. So today's episode is mostly going to be the fallout of yesterday. If you don't know what that is, that's the loss that we had to Everton yesterday. How would I describe yesterday's match? In one word, shit. It was shit. The team did not perform well. They couldn't move a ball. We couldn't do anything offensively. We couldn't do anything, even if they cleared the pitch. And it was just Manchester United's 11 on the field. That's what it is. And obviously I know the loss is tough. And our fan base is not the easiest fan base in the world. It's the truth. And we've seen them, we're seeing it now. Basically, some are calling for Amorim out. The tactic method is coming back, the back three, all this stuff. The same thing that was happening ever since the loss to Brentford, the loss after Man City, the loss after Grimsby Town, everything is showing up. And some of these are the same people that were flying high when we were unbeaten for 5 games. Listen, during that time, our manager was still keeping it level, like we can't maintain what we're doing right now. And it's the truth. He was honest with it. He was honest with everything was going. Everything he was saying yesterday, he had been saying during the wins. It is good. It is that. Everyone talks about this. Like, nobody starts talking about tactics and everything while we're winning. But he even admitted that things were not going right. And here it is. And you can go be like, well, Amorim's tactics. Amorim can paint everything in stick figures, tell the players where to go on the field. And for some reason, yesterday, they would still fuck it up. He could go on the field himself, direct them by pushing them. They would still find a way not to do it. The man, like, and people were talking about the lineups and everything. And listen, obviously losing Cunha and not having Sesko there sucked. And Buemo can only do so much. Xerxes, and the thing too is everyone's calling out for game time for these players, and those players still haven't shown up to show up. Why? Like I always say, the manager is with them every day. He sees them at practice. He knows what they're doing. You don't think he knows what's going on? Xerxes is talented, yes. He had some headers, he had some shots, cool. But he didn't do anything to wow me. All he did was just what they were doing in the box. Cool. Crazy thing is, too, Sesko was really missed because it's amazing how those crosses that were coming in and, we don't have our 6'5" striker that can put him in. Listen, nothing was working. Our back three couldn't do anything. Lemens, it was a tough goal to save. He tried to get a hand on it. Yeah. But nothing could be done against 10 men. It didn't look like Everton had lost a man during that game. They looked great. They looked better than what we did. And even Ruben Amorim's right. In the first couple minutes of the game, he knew. And people bring up all 5 defenders. The whole 5 defender thing needs to stop. It's 3 in the back. Everyone's like, you need to start bringing in players. Who is he going to bring in at the substitution here? You get 5 subs in a match. Like, he brought on Mount because Mazraoui was being terrible. Yes. He brought on Manu. Casemiro wasn't playing the best. Manu didn't do anything to impress. Xerxes did nothing. He did not help hold up. He did not do anything for transition or hold up. Couldn't control the ball. The players that we've been asking for to come on and get minutes because they feel like Ruben Amorim has been disrespecting our players. They didn't do anything to convince the game or take it over. Bruno caused the first goal. As much as you see Lenny Yoro do the defend, that was Bruno's man, and you see him let up when he does the move. You don't see him do an extra step or put it in a shoulder or do anything to knock him off. Even a little budge, nothing to knock him off. His pass to Mbeumo was intercepted. It was a shit pass, which caused Mbeumo to track back, got his man, and then take a yellow. So our captain is shit. Our captain is playing like shit, and I do not care or want to hear about what he did in the international break. I follow the Portuguese national team. I know what he did. It's fantastic, like him helping his country win 9-1 against Armenia, but he did a fantastic job helping his team, the club that pays him over 300 grand a week, to basically be shit at defending and not being able to track back properly and cause goals. Don't want to hear that. Everyone, again, like I said, played terrible. Mbeumo, Ahmad were probably our bright spots. Dorgu didn't play the best. Our back three struggled. They were out-muscled. The physical play, Xerxes got out-muscled. He got banged around, thrown around. If there was ever a player that we needed yesterday, it was Cunha. It was. Cunha would have thrived in yesterday's match. He would have. And if we had him lining up in where Xerxes was, would have been completely fine. Was I shocked a little bit with the lineup? Yes. Like I said, I am never in that locker room, so I know practices where we see certain things. Listen, the substitutions were right to move them on. I don't care about the possession because, again, stats don't say everything. But one thing, too, is give credit where credit's due. David Moyes, Everton did the right things. Pickford defended well. He made incredible saves, especially on some of Xerxes' headers. But there weren't opportunities. They took the goal and they basically parked the bus, especially being 10 men down. Our mid got trampled over with. Dorgu, who is struggling, but still I think but he's young, he's raw, he's going to get there. It's just, I think the dynamic of you can't remove that right side ever. The Mbeumo, Diallo right side has to maintain. The transition, the movement of the ball between the two of them is great. We can't screw that up. That can't be done again. That has to remain there. The left side, I have no idea. Dorgu and Cunha have something slightly together, and I don't want to hear Luke Shaw moving the left wing back. He doesn't have the legs. And when Martinez comes back, there's going to be some question marks there about Martinez. Whether he's going to go, there's the opportunities of him going to mid. There's even talks of moving Mazraoui. Like, I know I've thrown the idea around of Mazraoui going to mid. You can have him there. Because, again, I think, and like the size, I think the physicality of Mazraoui would fit well. Same with Martinez. And both of them can carry the ball up. Mazraoui, I believe, can. You can put Mazraoui in the pivot, and you can have Martinez in the center mid. Sorry, but I'm not going to keep going back to that. We're just going to leave it there. But the thing is they just couldn't get anything going. Like, they couldn't defend. They couldn't attack on the low block. They made the crosses in. They just couldn't get things going. Nobody there to take control of the game and be like, listen, we're doing this. And I saw the video too. Someone posted of every player looking distraught and our fans booing them. Every player deserves to get booed yesterday. And hats off to Mbeumo, still showing spirit and fight. It's the truth, and it's out of respect. He was the bright spot. Him and Diallo were the two bright spots yesterday. I believe I ranked them the highest yesterday out of everyone who played. Ahmad 5.5. Yeah, Unumbuemo 5.5. Oh, and Mount 2. Those were the only 3 that were 5.5s. Manu was a 5, and Delit and Lemens were 5s. Yoro wasn't the best. Shaw wasn't the best. Like Bruno, I put well under 4. Casemiro, I put under 4. Azraoui was under 4. Delo, I put him under 5. Like the whole team struggled yesterday. And you can't have that there, but Amorim has always known the level of this team. Despite us being undefeated, like not losing a match in 5, having him there, still seeing the same things again and again and again, showed. Like he was right. He knew. When we're winning, like nobody's going to talk about the faults, but he's still seeing the faults. We're still seeing the faults. We're still seeing the players not playing to their fullest potential. And should Amorim be sacked? The answer is going to be no. Like, why are we coming back to this again after 24 hours? Oh, it's the manager's fault to motivate the players. How about the players how about the captain, who everyone praises, should be doing why should he should have been pulled yesterday. Like I'm as much as I love Bruno, I think it's time at Man United it should be done. I wish we could move him out in January, but we can't. There's a lot of things that go on in the background of Manchester United that we would like to look at, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know the full extent of Bruno's contract, Casemiro's contract, Maguire, Shaw's. Like we're there. And you can talk about academy players, not bringing academy players, putting them in. At this time, some of those academy players that we want to see are not ready to play. Cheeto Obi is not ready yet. And Amorim is doing a good job protecting those players. Manager's job is to get them prepared, but also protect them. Cheeto, yes, he played last year, but there was a struggle. Like we had issues with players. And he got his time in, especially with injuries. There's some good things that we saw, some bad things that we saw, development, but we also saw youth. And yes, we had an academy player on the bench, but he's still young. Remember, we only get 5 subs a game, and we have to make those subs at certain points. Mount had to come on. We didn't see Ugarte yesterday, but Mount had to come on. Manu had to come on. Who else was there? Delo, Mount, Manu were our subs yesterday. So we only had 3? No. Yeah, 3. And even our bench seemed short yesterday because Cunha wasn't there. Sesko is still out. There was Lacey on there, but I don't think he was ready to go. Maguire is not healthy. Martinez is just coming back. So you're not going to put him in a situation like this. So yesterday our depth was shit too. We didn't have the proper players. Like we were missing players and it hurt. And we have AFCON coming up in 2 weeks where we're going to be losing 3 players. 2 of our best attackers. So there is a time there where we need Sesko back. We need Manu and Xerxes to show up and do what, like they want minutes. And they showed up and did that yesterday. Either you're saying you're shit because you don't like the manager or you're a baby. We did not play well. And a little bit can be on Amorim, but you can, like I said, I think yesterday, if Amorim went on there and pushed the players to where they're supposed to be with his tactics, they would still somehow find a way to fuck it up. And they did. And it's not about abandoning this, like going back to a 4-3-3. Why are we going back to formations again when that sacked Ten Hag, Ollie, Ranić, all of these past managers? Why that formation with these players last year got Ten Hag sacked? Yes, Remember this: Sesko, Mbuemo, and Cunha weren't part of that squad last year. Neither was Lamens. Mbuemo and Lamens played yesterday, but Xerxes was still there from last year. Yoro, DeLitt, Maguire, Shaw. Well, technically Lamens, Dorgu, but Dorgu is still young, but he's still getting in there, but he's still there. Delo, Ahmad, yes, it was part of the team last year. Casemiro, Bruno, those were players there, but none of them were showing up. And you can say, well, we have the new acquisitions, but that's great. Some of them didn't play yesterday. A lot of them struggled yesterday. And it's the same core group there. But there's a lot of things we don't see at Carrington, and Amorim them do. So, I guess now should we be going back to, or, and I'm seeing certain like agendas of like the spending. Should they keep spending money on Amorim for the way they happened this game yesterday? The agenda and everything coming back after being undefeated 5 games. And I said this on Saturday when I did my preview for today's game, or yesterday's game. I did not care about where we ended up after the 3 points. I just wanted the 3 points. Everyone was, every channel, everyone was focusing on that top 5, because especially when you have City, Liverpool losing on the weekend, everyone's eyeing today. And everyone's also posting these lists of, well, we have these next 10 games. How are we getting post stuff? I do not care about, now. The only game I care about now, yesterday's done. It's, the game's over with. We lost. We know. But today, the next game I care about is Crystal Palace. And we're going to struggle with Crystal Palace on Sunday. They are. And I don't think the players have a single backbone to show up. Cunha should be back. Mount should be on the field, and Xerxes should come on when he needs to be. Mainu, the same thing. Or I know he's not going to bench our captain, but I would love to see Mainu get a start and have him secure that position if that's what he's going to be. But we're not going to see that. The back 3 is the back 3 there. We're definitely going to see Martinez back this weekend, hopefully ready to go. Hopefully Mainu's a little healthier, who he should be. He did play yesterday. But Xerxes, I don't think should be getting the start with Cunha coming back. Mount should get the start over him. Ahmad should be remaining at the wing. Mazraoui should only come on in substitutions for the back, because we don't know the extent of Harry Maguire. Ugarte would have liked to see on a little bit yesterday. And so on and so forth. But overall, it was, yeah. Bruno couldn't control the ball or do anything in the pivot. I don't care about the long passes. Some of his short passes or any of his passes were shit. Don't care about the possession, because they couldn't do anything with the possession. Even if they stood inside the net behind Pickford with the ball, holding it, still wouldn't do anything. It was just, yeah. And again, seeing the Amorim out movement back, great. It's fantastic. They were quiet for 5 games, so now they're going to be back. You have fan channels looking at like, oh, it's time to move on. People bringing up about, oh, what Sean Dyche has done. Guys, like, Nottingham Forest is on a manager bounce. We're going to, like, like, everyone that was talking about Thomas Frank, we saw what he's doing on the weekend. Arne Slot's looking at the slot. Let's go back to that. We're trying to build something. And unfortunately, like you said, like I've always said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't. We're not there every day. We just get the speculations from fan channels, the media, everyone just suspecting this is what's going on. But there's times that you have to start building and start removing players. We're not going to succeed or get top 4 with Casemiro and Bruno there. If they're doing stuff at the January transfer window, I hope it's selling Bruno Fernandes. Like, I'm sorry, but you have to set a tone there by getting rid of your player. You have to get rid of your captain. That should be setting the tone, that nobody's expendable. Will that happen? No. Are we going to see defenders come or better midfielders come? Yes. Will it be Semeneo? No. Will the new rules that have been coming out with help us in purchasing better players? Yes. The percentage-wise should be there to help us get better players for next year. So keep an eye out for that when our transfer window happens. But we need to start spending money, but there is a hinge. There's a lot of things in the background. We don't know what's going on. So we can speculate and guess and all this stuff, but I'm sure there's more than what even reporters are saying. Because again, Amorim's trying to keep a tight lip, everything, just trying to control. But I guarantee you there's more than what we know, especially with contracts. So, yeah. It's just, it was not an easy game to watch. Like, the defending was just horrible. Like I said earlier on, Everton didn't even look like they lost a person. So, but yeah, it was not a good match, to say the least. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today's episode. I'm going to be back on Thursday, catching up transfers, as well as, I think, Thursday or Friday, I'll have an episode up for the preview. Thursday's happening no matter what, whether I'm going to do a longer episode doing the preview and then Friday. But yeah, listen, it's not easy. It isn't. But we have to rebound now and focus on Crystal Palace. The question is, what does Ruben do now? We'll have to wait and see, especially with the press conferences and everything. So, but Amorim has always kept it real, even when we were winning, that it wasn't maintainable and that there was struggles going on. We saw the struggles. We knew what was going on. We knew it couldn't be maintained. So just focus on the next game and start looking at it. Start preparing yourself. That's the only game we should be focusing on. We should, fan bases were looking past this game, saying it was already a guaranteed 3 points. Talking about Everton. These were not, no game is easy game in soccer or in sports in general. There's no such thing as an easy game. Don't get me wrong, excuse me. I was going for the win. I always do. But there was people out there thinking we're blowing them out 4-0. Very easy. Don't get me wrong. I think I predicted my score 3-1. But I also was going in thinking that Cunha's injury was just super, not completely injured, completely that bad. I thought he was going to be fine and ready to go, but I guess he wasn't. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll be back Thursday. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Instagram, TikTok, and X on social media as well. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, feedback if you want to do a collaboration. And again, thank you to those who have recently subscribed. I do greatly appreciate it for the channel. Just slowly growing as much as I can. So yeah, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Enjoy some of the week as well. We have lots to discuss on Thursday to catch up on some transfers and some other talk. And I'm sure the Amorim movement, the talks of certain managers, everything. But those, I don't want to talk about other managers. I'm happy with Ruben. I'm happy with everything going on. I'm not happy with the players, but we know everything has to be in the right direction. So, but yeah, see you guys on Thursday. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.